Hello viewers, today we will discuss the topic cybercrime and cyber contraventions. The concept of cybercrime is not new in the knowledge society of 21st century. The kind of offences committed in India remained more or less since 1860. However, with the coming of new information and communication technologies and the internet and their growing misuse side by side, scenario has totally changed. On the one hand, new technologies have facilitated the commission of old crimes by the bad elements, and at the same time new crimes have originated, commonly called as cybercrimes. It is important to note that cybercrimes are very easy to commit with very little sources, but damage caused could be very huge. Because of internet, bad elements are getting better networked and hence facilitating cybercrime. United Nations has foreseen this problem way back in 2000 and gave warning signals that in some countries problems have arisen from the use of new information and communication technology for trafficking in women and children and for the purposes of all form of economic and sexual exploitations. Criminals under pseudo identities enter the internet chat rooms and exploit helpless women, girls, children and even men. Jurist Lalitha Siridhar rightly pointed out that our understanding of the virtual world is woefully slim and of cybercrimes even less. But as law enforcers are finding out, their effect on the real world is devastating. Therefore, the effect of cybercrimes committed through virtual world on the real world is devastating. Historically, the first recorded cybercrime took place in the year 1820 when Joseph Marie Jacquard, a textile manufacturer in France, produced the loom. This device allowed the repetition of a series of steps in the weaving of special fabric. The result in a fear amongst Jacquard's employees that their traditional employment and livelihood were being threatened. They committed act of sabotage to discourage Jacquard from further use of new technology. In fact, the term cybercrime is frequently used in 21st century knowledge society and is created by a combination of two words. The one is cyber and another one is crime. The term cyber denotes the cyber space. There is virtual space and it means the informational space modeled through computer in which various objects or symbol images of information exist. Therefore, it is the place where the computer program work and data is processed. However, the term crime refers to a social and economic phenomena and is as old as the human society. Crime is a legal concept and has punishment under law. We can say that crime is a legal wrong that can be followed by criminal proceedings which may be result into the punishments. The simple definition of cybercrime is any unlawful act where computer is either tool or target or both. However, some other definitions are any criminal activity that uses a computer either an instrumentality, target or means for perpetrating further crimes come within the ambit of cybercrime. Another name of cybercrime is computer crime, and important definitions of computers are: computer crime is an intentional act associated in any way with the computers where a computer has suffered or could have suffered a loss and perpetrator made or could have made a gain, or any illegal or unauthorized activity involving computers can be treated as computer crime. The crime can be against an individual or an organization. It can even be against the nation, endangering or threatening the endanger its integrity and security. So basically cyber crimes are aimed at stealing the computer, damaging information or stealing information. Computer crime is not necessarily technical in origin. Most criminals act against computers does not directly involve technology. Now we will discuss some classifications of cyber crimes. What are that is whether an old crime is committed on or through computer or a new crime is committed. Cyber crimes are of following types. The very first one is crimes on the internet, another one is crime of the internet, the third one is new crime used for the commission of old crimes. The very first we will discuss the crimes on the internet. These are the old crimes which are committed on or through the new medium of the internet. For example, cheating, fraud, misappropriation, defamation, threats, etc. committed on or through or with the help of internet. The internet with its speed and global access has made these crimes much easier, efficient, risk-free, cheap and profitable to commit. Then we will discuss crimes of the internet. These are new crimes committed with the help of internet itself, such as hacking, planting viruses and IPR theft. Now we will discuss the new crimes used for commission of old crimes. For example, where hacking is committed to carry out cyber crimes. Now we will discuss the based on the victim of cyber crimes. Further, depending upon the victim of cyber crime, it may be broadly classified under three main particular heads. The first one is the crime against individual, then the cyber crime against any organization, then the cyber crime against society at large. So based on the nature, social or economic of cyber crime, we will discuss that another category of cyber crime is social and economic cyber crimes, which includes following. The very first one is social cyber crime, then economic cyber crimes. Social cyber crime, you can say that in some countries problems have arisen by use of new information communication technology. There is trafficking in women and children for the purposes of all forms of economic and sexual exploitations. Sometimes criminal under psycho identity enter the internet chat room and exploit the helpless women and girls. Further, studies have shown that about 60% of the websites are sexual in content and 20% of them are solicited their visitors. Main social crimes are trafficking, cyber obscenity and pornography, cyber terrorism, cyber fraud, cyber gambling. Now, I will give you some definitions of economic cyber crimes. Economic offences affecting more than 1 trillion e-commerce industry worldwide includes following. The very first one is credit card schemes, then system corruption, then internet fraud, .com job scams, corporate and political espionage, mafia and drug peddlers, multi-site gambling websites. Based on the role of computers, we will discuss just how, depending upon the role played by the computer in perpetrating crime, the computer may be involved as a victim of crime or as an instrument used to commit a crime or repository of evidence related to the crime. There is computer as a victim of crime, computer as a tool of crime, then computer as a witness of crime. So, computer as a victim of crime, you can say computer or a computer network could be target of an offence wherein the computer becomes a victim. In such cases, the computer confidentiality, integrity or accessibility is attacked. The information stored or the service provided by the victim is stolen or the victim is crippled and damaged. Such crimes involve disrupting the functioning of the computer system or computer network, corrupting the operating system and programs, theft or disturbed data information. There is marketing information. Intellectual property right violation and blackmailing by using personal information hacked from the computer systems. Examples of this form of computer crime is the denial of service attacks on popular internet sites like Yahoo, CNN, etc. and the spread of militia and I love you viruses and their variants. Computer as a tool of crime. Computer can be used as a tool or an active weapon for committing a crime, which includes fraud, IPR violation and online transaction of illegal goods, etc. Computer can also be used as any other high-tech equipment for committing traditional crimes. Such crimes include automated teller machine like ATM frauds, credit card frauds, frauds involving electronic fund transfer which is also called as EFT, embezzlement of funds from the bank, telecommunication frauds, counterfeiting and software piracy. These are also called assisted crimes. When computer is used as an active weapon for perpetrating the crime, it is also termed as information crime. As it could not be committed in absence of information technology, computer as a witness to crime will be briefly discussed. A computer need not be only a victim or a tool, it could be the witness of the offense. The examples of the computer as a witness of crime are money laundering, illegal banking transaction, bulletin board system which is also called as BBS, storage of drug trafficking transaction record. Further, a computer system may be used to detect information which assist the criminal in commission the crime. Now we will discuss based on nature, source and motive. Depending upon the source, nature and motive and the impact, crimes can be of following type. The very first is computer crime, then computer related crime, network crimes. Briefly, firstly I will discuss computer crimes. Computer misuse is a crime committed against a computer system or other digital media. It includes digital crimes such as a computer hacking, illegal access, use of backdoor, viruses and other unauthorized intrusion or abuse. Now we will discuss the computer related crimes. Such crimes include computer pornography, theft of intellectual property and software copyright, etc. Then network crimes. The computer network crime or the computer aided crime are those where a computer or other digital media is used to facilitate crimes such as blackmail, where the demand is sent via the internet, and such crimes are committed against e-commerce suppliers. Then we will discuss the based on criminal activities. Depending upon the criminal activities, computer crimes are of the following types. The first one is physical crimes, then data related crimes, then software related crimes. First I will explain what are the physical crimes. The physical crimes are related to computer or its associated peripherals, hardware, software or computer time. Example of such crimes are theft, breakage, destroying the data, output or media and interprocessing manipulation. Then data related crimes. In the data related crimes, the unauthorized data or the information in the digital form is entered in the computer system, or the data that should be entered is altered, suppressed or corrupted by the criminal so as to gain undue advantages. Computer fraud by input manipulation is the most common computer crime, which is easy to perpetrate and difficult to detect. The computer related crime should further be subclassified into one or four main categories. The very first one is data diddling, data leakage, data spying and squagging. Data diddling is the most common form of computer crime which is carried out by input manipulations. It involves changing the data with malicious intentions during or before feeding it into a computer and provides undue advantage to a specific party. It also includes adding fraudulent input data, altering the input data, omitting the desired input data, wrongly posting a transaction, making alteration or addition in the master file records, posting the transaction, partially destroying the output and substituting the counterfeit output. Such types of changes can be effected by anyone associated with process of creating, recording, encoding, examining, checking, converting and transporting data that enters a computer. Then I will explain you data leakage. It involves illegal copying the master file information of the computer for ransom, blackmailing or any other fraudulent purposes. Then data spying. It is important to note that first spying on the sensitive information of a person, his computer network is accessed from a remotely located computer by using the legitimate password or breaking the password. Such data is sold to others at a very high price. Then squandering, it is the method of obtaining or reusing the information which might have been left after processing in or around the computer system. Then we will discuss the software related crimes. In such crimes, the system as well as the application software are affected or corrupted, as this is a very sophisticated form of crime and is much more dangerous, so it is difficult to detect. Further, it involves changing existing programs in the computer system or inserting new programs or routines and the computer programmers. Analysts and other experts are involved in commissioning or making alteration in the software. The software related crimes could be perpetrated by using various techniques like computer viruses, computer worms, Trojan horse, trapdoor, super zapping, wiretapping, time bombs, logic bombs and salami bombs. Now we will discuss how these crimes can be prevented, the prevention of cybercrime. One should always take some preventive measures so as to protect himself from cyber attacks. The following points should be kept in mind while working on computer and internet. First one is exercise caution while sharing personal information such as your name, email address, etc. Do not respond to email message that asks for your personal information. Do not visit unwanted gambling or related websites. Avoid sending any photographs to the strangers as this may be misused. Choose strong passwords so that this cannot be easily decoded. It is always recommended to keep changing the password at regular intervals. Always keep on reviewing your credit card and bank statement regularly. If one gets the tip of being stolen, then timely action can be taken. Always keep on the computer up to date. Install all necessary softwares at regular intervals as they are great start towards keeping you safe. Install firewalls and antivirus software to keep guard of your softwares. Keep internal corporate web servers separate from the web servers running public sites. Keep a watch on the site that your children watch. Block the unwanted internet sites at regular intervals. It is better to use security programs that keep guard on cookies. Unguarded might prove fatal. Always keep backup of the data stored on your computer to safeguard against viruses. Now, what are the cyber crimes and how the cyber offences and cyber contravention under Information Technology Act 2000 has affected us? Some jurists believe that cybercrime is a wider term and it includes both cyber offences and cyber contraventions, civil wrong. Under Information Technology Act 2000, cyber offences are given in Chapter 11, Section 65 to 74 deals with that. whereas cyber contraventions are mentioned under chapter 9, section 43 to 45 deals with cyber contraventions under Information Technology Act 2000. A cyber contravention refers to a civil wrong under Information Technology Act 2000. It is important to note that law of tort provides remedies for civil wrong, where affected person can compel the wrongdoer to pay damages by way of compensation. However, for cyber contravention, damages are provided under section 43 to 45 of Information Technology Act 2000, and penalty and compensation for the damage to computer is defined in section 43, that if any person without permission of the owner or any other person who is in charge of the computer system or computer network access or secures access to such computer system or computer network, or downloads, copies or extract any computer data, base or information from such computer system or computer network, including information or data held or stored in any removable storage medium, introduce or causes to be introduced any computer containment or computer virus into any computer system or computer network, damages or cause to be damages any computer system or computer network, data, computer database or any other programs residing in such computer system or computer network, disrupts or causes disruption of any computer system or computer networks, denies or causes the denial of the access to any person authorized to access any computer system or computer network by any means, providing any assistance to any person to facilitate access to a computer system or again computer network in a contravention of the provision of this act, rules or regulation made thereunder, charge the services availed of by a person to that account of another person by tampering or manipulating any computer system or computer network, he shall be liable to pay damages by way of the compensation not exceeding 1 crore rupees to the person so affected. So, explanation for the purpose of this section: the computer containment means set of computer instructions that are designed to modify, destroy, record, transmit data or program residing within a computer system or computer network by any means to use the normal operation of computer system or computer network. Then what is the meaning of computer database? Means a representation of information, knowledge, facts, concepts and instruction in text, image, audio, video that are being prepared or have been prepared in a formalized manner or have been produced by a computer system or computer network and are intended for the use in the computer system or computer network. Computer virus. Computer virus means any computer instruction, information, data or program that destroys, damages, degrades or adversely affect the performance of a computer resource or attach itself to another computer resource and operates when a program, data or instruction is executed take place in that computer resource. Then what is the damage? Damage means to destroy, alter, delete, add, modify or rearrange any computer resource by any means. Then the compensation for failure to protect data is dealt in section 43A. Where a body corporate possessing, dealing or handling any sensitive personal data or information in a computer resource which it owns, control and operates is negligent in implementing and maintaining reasonable security practices and procedures and thereby causes wrongful loss or wrongful gain to any person, such body corporate shall be liable to pay damages by way of compensation to the person so affected. Explanation: for the purpose of this section, body corporate means any company and includes a firm, sole proprietorship or other association of individuals engaged in commercial or professional activities. Then reasonable security practice and procedures means security practices and procedures designed to protect such information from unauthorized access, damage, use, modification, disclosure or impairment as may be specified in an agreement between the parties or as may be specified in any law for the time being in force. Then sensitive personal data or information means such personal information as may be prescribed by the central government in consultation with such professional bodies or association as it may deem fit. Then penalty for the failure to furnish such information and returns etc. deal in section 44. If any person who is required under this act or any rules or regulation made thereunder to furnish any document, return or report to the controller or the certifying authorities fails to furnish the same, he shall be liable to the penalty not exceeding 1,50,000 rupees for each such failure. File any return or furnish any information, book or other documents within the time specified. Therefore, in the regulations fail to file return or furnish the same within the time specified, therefore, in the regulation he shall be liable to a penalty not exceeding 5,000 rupees for every day during which such failure continues. Then maintain books of accounts or records, fail to maintain the same, he shall be liable to a penalty not exceeding 10,000 rupees for every day during which the failure continues. Then we will discuss the residuary penalty which is dealt in section 45. Whoever contravenes any rules or regulation made under this act for the contravention of which no penalty has been separately provided shall be liable to pay a compensation not exceeding 25,000 rupees to the person affected by such contravention or a penalty not exceeding 25,000 rupees. Then power to adjudicate. Section 46 deals with for the purpose of adjudging under this chapter whether any person has committed a contravention of any of the provision of this act or of any rule, regulation, direction or order made there under the central government shall subject to the provision of subsection 3 appoint any officer not below the rank of the director to the government of India or an equivalent officer of the state government to be an adjudicating officer for holding an inquiry in the manner prescribed by the central government. Then adjudicating officer appointed under subsection 1 shall exercise jurisdiction to adjudicate matters in which the claim for injury or damage does not exceed 5 crores. The adjudicating officer shall, after giving the person referred to in subsection 1 a reasonable opportunity for making the representation in the matter, and if no such inquiry he is satisfied that the person has committed the contravention, he may impose such penalty or award such compensation as he thinks fit in accordance with the provision of that section. No person shall be appointed as an adjudicating officer unless he possesses such experience in the field of information technology and legal or judicial experience as may be prescribed by the central government. Where more than one adjudicating officers are appointed, the central government shall specify by order the matters and the places with respect to which such officers shall exercise their jurisdiction. Every adjudicating officer shall have the power of a civil court which are conferred on the Cyber Appellate Tribunal under subsection 2 of section 58. All proceedings before it shall be deemed to be the judicial proceedings within the meaning of section 193 and 228 of Indian Penal Code, shall be deemed to be a civil court for the purpose of section 345 and 346 of the Code of Criminal Procedure 1973, shall be deemed to be a civil court for the purpose of Order 21 of the CPC 1908. Factors to be taken into account by the adjudicating officer, section 47 deals with, while adjudicating the quantum of compensation under this chapter, the adjudicating officer shall have due regard to the following factors, namely the amount of gain of unfair advantage where quantifiable made as a result of default, the amount of loss caused to any as a result of default, the repetitive nature of default, the repetitive nature of default again. So, in the concluding remarks, I must say that this is a very important topic of cyber crimes and contraventions, and all the students must briefly analyze all these provisions. Thank you viewers for watching this program.